To export a drawing sheet to 2D DWF, first let's go over to the export option and then across to DWF. Here we can export single or multiple sheets in one go. We can add DWF properties, and if we forgot to add any project information, we can also add this here. Once you're happy with it, click export. In the dialog box to save the DWF, we can browse to find a location. In this case, we'll put it on the desktop and create a new folder called Drawing Issue. We can manually change the file name, and we can also change it to an older format of DWF. And we can also take advantage of the automatic drawing numbering naming system, and once we're happy we can click export and the DWF is saved to that location. To view the DWF, we open it in Autodesk Design Review. When the file opens, we see all the vector information, so it's a little bit more intelligent than a PDF. We can also get some of the intelligence out of the Revit model coming through. We can get the floor areas there. We can also see what families they are. Now, just using this rectangular markup tool, I can add some comments and start marking this drawing up. So if you put corner junction detail required, click outside the box, it creates the markup, and then we can set a status on it, so it's a question, and we can move on to the next one. So we'll just put a few on here. Again, using the same tool, rectangular markup bubble, add some comments, so fire, glazing, spec to be confirmed. And another option that you can do is you can add dimensions. So we can add a dimension just for reference, just to check something, or holding down shift there to get it orthogonal. We can actually leave it on the drawing as a markup. Now we can add some comments to the dimension. So this is a question, and I can add the question directly on the dimension. The trouble is it doesn't appear. So what I tend to do is use the rectangular markup as well and cloud this up exactly the same and add the comments in the rectangular markup. Okay, so we can keep going adding all our markups, but what we can also do is add stamps. Now you see there was a list of default stamps, and what we're going to do is we're going to place it rejected, but obviously this isn't rejected, it's comments added. So we can customize these, and we'll just put comments added. In fact, let's put comments added and then the date. And we'll just put any date on there for now. Okay, so there's our stamp added to the drawing. And what else can we do? Okay, let's look at the list here. Every comment that we've added so far, every markup, has gone into a list. And we can also scribble on the drawing as well. Depends how good you are with a mouse, but let's just put a few scribbly arrows. And we can add another cloud to mark this up, add some comments. But the comments here are quite small, so I think for this one what we can do is we'll just set the question for it. We'll set the font slightly bigger so that we can see it on the screen. There we go. Okay, so once we've finished, we can save this as a DWF again, and I'm just going to put comments added, and normally I'll put the date as well in there somewhere and save that. Another option that you can do with these files is you can do a save as and save the markup summary, and this is a CSV file which you can open inside the likes of Microsoft Excel. So let's take a quick look at this, and you'll see you get an audit history of all the markups that have been done on the project or on that drawing sheet, and you can also see the status of each one as well. So some people might find that useful for linking to databases like Microsoft Access and getting a full audit trail. So the marked up drawing has been sent back to the author, and the author now needs to link that marked up DWF into the Revit model by going to the Insert tab, DWF Mark-up, browsing to find the file and clicking Open. It represents the right sheet in the list there, so we can pick it. It was sheet A1, and you can see that it overlays it exactly in the right position. If we activate the view, we can then carry out any amendments that we need to do in accordance with the comments that are on the markup. Deactivate the view when we've finished, and we can then pick each individual markup, right click element properties, and change the status to complete. We can also add notes, so let's just add something in here. From the engineer, and click OK. OK on that one. So that's the first one done. We can come over here, same again, right click element properties. Once we've carried out the amendment, obviously, click on done, add some comments. Fire rating to be 30 minutes as noted in the specification document, and again click OK. And in this last one, we've got a corner junction detail required. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to mark it as complete, and in the notes refer to separate drawing, and we'll just put an example drawing number in there. Yeah. So this is going to be a hand-drawn sketch. So typically you might fax this through to site or to the quantity surveyor, but we can now attach that. So first of all, we need to export it again as a DWF using the same settings as before. Clicking export. We'll browse to find the folder, and I'm just going to select that one so I get the same name. Let's try this again. Same name, yep, and then it's revision A. Okay, so obviously I would have added a revision to the drawing as well before issuing it. Okay, so that's it exported. We can now open that back up. So we'll close down the old one, open that back up in Design Review. So here we have revision A, and the first thing you'll notice when this loads up is that the ones which have been marked as complete have now turned orange, and you also get a tick in the markups list. So we can slowly resolve each one of the comments and make sure that each party has actioned each comment correctly. So finally, as the author of the drawing, we've made the amendments, but we also need to attach a sketch. So if we click on the Thumbnails tab in the Design Review, you'll see we've only got one individual drawing sheet in here. But what we can also do is we can literally drag a PDF and embed that inside this DWF. So here there's a hand-drawn sketch that I've done of some curtain walling on the corner, and it's now part of this drawing. So in the comments there, we can add that in. Refer to attached sketch detail. Okay. And we'll just click out of that. And in the thumbnails, you can see we can just switch between them. So now I can save this again, and it's still revision A. Save the file and send that off to whoever made the comments before.